Yokogawa has already successfully deployed VigilantPlant services-based solutions at many plants. Today, I'd like to introduce to you a best practice at a major chemical company that produces high-density polypropylene and polyethylene. Profit Finder is a web-based, no-charge primary service that makes it possible for a company to clarify its improvement targets and estimates the potential benefits of the VigilantPlant services. Using this service, a production manager analyzed the conditions at this plant and identified a potential new improvement in the process control area. He decided to invite a Yokogawa VigilantPlant services engineer to investigate further. Comparative effectiveness analysis is a benchmarking service that looks at an end user's installed automation platforms and compares the effectiveness of all currently installed systems. A large Yokogawa KPI database provides benchmarks for comparison with other companies' systems. There are KPIs for alarms, HMIs, controls, operators, and system laces. According to the benchmarking report for this company, an excessive number of manual interventions was detected during grade change operations. In fact, this had not been automated in the DCS, and these actions were executed manually due to their complexity and variety. As the operator's decisions and the timing of the actions all differed depending on skill level and ability, this caused great variations in operation time and fluctuations in the volume of transient product at grade change. The VigilantPlant service engineer proposed that this plant standardize its control strategy based on expertise of its best operator, and that they automate these operations using Exapilot. The production manager assigned a project leader and dispatched him to the improvement leader development program. The improvement leader development program uses a dynamic process simulator and the necessary automation systems to provide virtual on-the-job training in the practical methodology for the automation of procedural operations and the techniques necessary for effective implementation of an Exapilot solution. As the first step in this implementation project, VigilantPlant services engineer worked together with a cross-functional team that included a team leader, instrumentation engineer, and experienced operators to select the target operations. Next, information on operating procedures was collected. This included the collection of SOP manuals, compilation of historical data on grade changeover operations, and interviews with experienced operators. The VigilantPlant services engineer then helped the team leader standardize operational and supervisory procedures for eventual inclusion in Exapilot. The standardized Six Sigma D-Mic improvement procedure helped this company achieve a return on its investment in just 6 months. Through the automation of operations and the optimization of operational procedures, it was possible to reduce the operation time for grade change by as much as 10%. Compared with the previous operational strategy, it was possible to reduce off-spec products by about 20%. Manual interventions were reduced essentially to zero during grade changes, freeing the user for more value-added tasks. The engineering workload was also reduced by about 90% in comparison with that of DCS engineering. Through regular effectiveness analysis, VigilantPlant Services engineer regularly reviews the effectiveness of the Exapilot application and proposes additional services if a degradation in performance is detected. A production manager is now enjoying an additional $3 million in profits over a 10-year period achieved by VigilantPlant Services. Major target markets for VigilantPlant Services include Yokogawa's core verticals of oil and gas, chemicals, and the power industry. Major applications that immediately resolve customers' hot issues are comparative effectiveness analysis, implement leader development program, and automation of procedural operations. Yokogawa announced the vigilance concept in 2003, and it was upgraded to the VigilantPlant Services in 2010. Yokogawa is now ready to provide comprehensive suite of solution services for customers' long-term success. Thank you so much for your attention.